Hello, and welcome to Persuasion Analytics. I'm your instructor, Ken Strasma. Over the next 4 weeks, we're going to be discussing the art and science of microtargeting and predictive analytics, with an emphasis on persuasion modeling and uplift modeling. My background is in politics. I served as the National Targeting Director for Senator John Kerry's presidential campaign in 2004, which is one of the first times that microtargeting was used on a national scale. In 2008, I served as the National Targeting Director for then Senator Barack Obama's successful presidential campaign. It was that campaign that really caught the media's attention and moved microtargeting more into the public eye. In the most recent presidential election, my firm provided all the microtargeting for Senator Bernie Sanders' insurgent presidential campaign. In the wake of these elections, there's been a huge surge of interest, both in the commercial world and the political world. No political campaign of any size would consider not having a targeting and analytics operation. And in the commercial world, people are looking to leverage some of the advances that we've made in political microtargeting. Although many of the techniques that we use were developed initially in the commercial world, specifically in the credit card industry, the commercial world is now looking to us for some of the advances that we've made, particularly in the areas of speed and accuracy. In commercial microtargeting, if you miss your sales goals for one quarter, you can always try to come back the next quarter. In politics, you're judged by how many votes you get on election day, 1 day out of every 4 years for a presidential campaign. That makes for a very unforgiving timeline and the need for incredible speed and accuracy, which has been one of the things that the commercial world is interested in adopting from the world of politics. As I mentioned before, we're going to be talking a lot about persuasion and uplift modeling. In the infancy of microtargeting, people were often satisfied to just model candidate support, or perhaps model who was likely to say that they were undecided. The problem with that is being undecided doesn't necessarily mean that you're persuadable. You might say that you're undecided as a polite way of refusing to answer a survey question, or it might just be that you are not paying attention to the race yet, and when it gets closer to the election day, you'll revert to your natural partisanship. With that in mind, we like to, these days, model the likelihood of someone actually moving in response to a campaign communication. We do this through EIPs, or experimentally informed programs, where we measure and model the likelihood that someone will change their candidate preference in response to a communication from the campaign. The same sort of thing is done in the commercial world as well. We've long known that we can model who's most likely to buy a particular product, but those aren't necessarily the best targets for a company's advertising. They might just be the people who would buy the product anyway. So we want to find the people who change either their voting behavior or their buying behavior in response to particular communication from a company or a campaign. Please feel free to reach out to me on the discussion board over the course of these next 4 weeks. I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you online and to a very exciting discussion and course. Thanks.